Blessed day, soul family. Welcome back. It is Thursday, and we are doing Resolution Thursday as we do. What are we talking about? Resolution Thursday, conflict resolution. Well, United States is in a war. So, what is war mindset? Now, when as martial artists, we understand that predation happens in our world. And while we train martial arts and self-defense, we also cultivate the spirit. So we have our martial moralities of humility, respect, righteousness, trust, loyalty, will, endurance, perseverance, patience, and courage. Those are the moralities of mind and deed, all of these for the benefit of benevolence, in the service to benevolence. For today's or this month's calendar poetry, we're looking at original chi, we're looking at singularity, we're looking at another state or another word for wuji. The origin of a human life is nothing else but the original chi, yuan chi. If you know where the original chi resides, you're not too far from the great Tao, Lao Tzu said. Millions of objects are all embracing singularity, and they live. There is no object which does not conceal the yin and embrace the yang. They contain both yin and yang. How do we transcend these cycles of conflict and war? If we look at all cycles, we look at natural patterns and cycles in our world, we are beholden to the seasonal changes. We are beholden to the sunrise and the sunset. We're beholden to our hormonal cycles. We are beholden to the natural decline of death and the cycles of birth and death. So in in the spiritual cultivation, the way out is in. The only way out is in the cultivation inwards. Let's look deeper at this poetry and go into the Qigong meditation book, embryonic breathing. You guys are gonna get some good understanding of embryonic breathing, I think, if we keep continuing to talk about this. If you do not know how to embrace singularity, then it will be hard to become intimate with the Tao. This is because the Tao originates from the singularity. What is the singularity? It is the Chi mother. Chis are united, yin and yang chi, and formed into the embryo. Once this embryo is conceived, breathing begins. These two key ingredients all have their own purposes, yin and yang chi. Therefore, the classics say when it is in the mother's womb, there is an embryo without breathing. This embryo borrows the mother's breathing to grow its body. After the spirits are separated, then there's an embryonic breathing. Those who are learning the Tao must know the theories of the embryo and the breathing and ponder their delicate marvelousness. A little more on this. This I think is helpful. The classic of Taishang's embryonic breathing for life nourishment. Concerning the method of breathing, you must have a shin, an emotional mind that is similar to the embryo in the mother's womb. After 10 months of pregnancy, it matures. The tendons and the bones are harmonious and soft. Use the Mingxin, which is use the yin mind to cease thoughts. Then the harmonious qi will arrive automatically. Imagine meditating, imagine relaxation, and imagine coming to the place of the embryonic state where you have no exposure to language, no exposure to concepts, ideology, color, word, shapes, form. What do you have? That is the embryonic neutral state that we're searching for. Why? Why are we searching for that? And how does this pertain to conflict resolution, conflict, the cycles of war, and propagating peace on the planet? The first step in reaching embryonic breathing is to regulate the Shen through the cultivating of the mind to its empty neutral state. When this happens, the Shen will be able to find its center and stay at its residence. Without reaching this neutral spiritual state, we will remain locked in the human emotional matrix. Consequently, our mind will not be clear and calm enough to see through the origin or root of spiritual nature. In addition, without this calm and peaceful mind, we will not be able to lead the chi to its residence, the real lower Dantian. How can we use this practice to get out of essentially the mud, escape the mud, escape because we see we see the yin and yang symbol, right? And we ideally want to have this balance. But actually, we don't want to be in that state. When when we're in the up and down state, we're in the highs and the lows of life. We're in the yay up and down and the all low. Yay up and down, all low. That's not where we want to be. Yes, that is life. If we are involved in conflict, resolution, conflict, resolution, conflict, resolution, we're ping-ponging our heads to and fro. We want to be this straight line through the middle. That's where we want to be. That is singularity. Bam, singularity. Bam, singularity. Bam, singularity. Bam, singularity. And it is the common thread because we looked at this pattern as we explored our Tai Chi Chuan movements on Tuesday, the yin and the yang and the four phases of yin and yang as we string movements along. While the singularity, maintaining singularity, neutral state, essentially is Wu Ji. This straight line right here is the same as this red circle. This red circle is the same line as this singular line. Okay? And that, friends, is how we transcend the divide. That's how we get past the myriad of things and return to the source, return to the origin. We want to transcend yin and yang. Once we see how yin and yang keep us trapped in the emotional matrix of the mind and of this physical realm, we want to transcend that. And it's through that embryonic state, no construct, no idea, no language, no culture, no influence, no conditioning, no brainwashing. We were once there. That, my friends, is how we maintain the agency for and the influence toward peace on the planet. The serenity prayer, give me the discernment to know what I have control over. We have the control over our spiritual cultivation. We have the control over our mind through the breath and through the body. So, what is the war mindset? The war mindset is the embryonic transcendent state. Buddhists call it peace mind. So, that's our conflict resolution theory for today. Again, it's an idea. Again, it's language. Again, it is it is the mud because we are not in the embryonic state right now. But this is the realm we are in. The Buddhists say the first noble truth is suffering. Exists suffering. In mediation training, we learn conflict is inevitable. This is the nature of this realm. Yet we hold essential energy that transcends this realm. All we have to do is embody it to invoke it and bring it into the earth realm. Let me know what you think, if that speaks to you or not. Yin Yang Tai Chi.org, yin yang tai chi.org. Fearless Friday tomorrow. What are we fearful of? What are we fearless of? Let's think about it. And until next time, may your chi flow smoothly. And remember to embrace the woo.